What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to replace the clutch on my PT Cruiser today. Let's get started. First things first, guys, let's pop the latch and open the hood. The first thing we're going to do is remove this air box. So let's remove this connector, pull up the safety tab. Then you can grab the connector, set it aside. Now loosen the clamp to the throttle body. And then you got two clips, one on this side, one on the other side. There you go. Now we can remove the upper part of the box. I'm gonna set that aside. Now you're gonna remove this vacuum line to the air box. And then you grab the air box and you just pull up. That's how she looks. Set it aside. Alright guys, next we're gonna remove the battery. First you're gonna disconnect the negative cable, then the positive side. Set that aside. So the way we are gonna clean all this off. Set that aside. Now remove the bracket that holds down the battery. That's 13 millimeter. That's how that looks. Now we can remove the battery out of the way. Now we're gonna remove the battery tray. It's held on by 5 10 millimeter bolts. Now we can grab the tray and let's set that aside. Every time I do a transmission or engine, I like to just put everything organized. So I have everything there, all the bolts are organized on top of the cowl, and that's it. Let's get back to the video. We're gonna remove this tray. It's held on by 2 10 millimeter bolts, and there should be a bolt back there. And of course it's not. Every time I work on a PT Cruiser, it seems like that bolt is never there, but it's okay. Still hold on pretty good. Now there's plastic tabs right here. Push that, push it down, push the other side, and that falls off. And there's your bracket. We'll set it on the cowl. Now we can grab this fuse box, move it out of the way, and we can just hold it down with the button cord. So now let's start removing the shift cable. Just pry on the bushing side, and then we gotta remove these clips out of the way. Pry up on the bushing part, like that. Set that aside. This is the same thing for this one. There you go. There's one. There you go. There's the other one. Now let's grab the cables. Pop them out of place. Set them aside. Now let's grab this one. Put that out of the way too. There you go. Now disconnect any electrical connectors. Like this one. Pull up the tab. Move that out of the way. There's going to be another connector. I'm going to take you guys to the back. And it's going to be right. See if I can get you a better view. Right there. You just remove that safety tab. Then push down the clip and pull it out of the way. Okay. So you just reach down there. It's best to use a pocket screwdriver. Pop that red safety clip that I was talking about. Sorry guys, wish I can take you back here and show you, but no space. Did you hear that clip? So I mean she's ready to pull out. Then you reach down in there, grab it, and we pulled it out. There it is. Okay guys? Alright, let's move on. Now we're almost done with the top part. We're almost ready to get downstairs. So now let's remove the harness from the brackets. There's one. We got the other side right there. There you go. See, now we can see that there's one here, and there's one right there, and one right there, and there's a ground strap going to it. So that one too. So we got to remove the starter also. Now let's remove these. Remember, 18 millimeter bolts. Yeah. Okay, loosen the other side. And if you have an electric ratchet, man guys, makes it a lot faster. There's the other one right there. The starter bolts are 15 millimeter. Let's move that out of the way. ground strap. So we can just leave that on there, set that aside. Alright guys, now it's time to raise and support the vehicle. Remember, you don't need no fancy lift or a fancy transmission jack. All you really need is some jack and jack stands, and you got some tools, you can get this job done. Remember. And it's more fun when you're doing it on the floor. That's just my opinion. I don't know. People say I'm weird, but it's okay. I just like to work on the floor. Anyways, let's raise and support the vehicle. I'm gonna double check, make sure everything's in place. I wanna raise it and then it falls on me. Shit. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Now let's remove both front wheels. Alright guys, now that we got the vehicle up in the air, now we can start removing our axles, driver's side and passenger side, so we can move our transmission. So we're gonna remove, there's gonna be the cotter pin, castle nut, and your lock nut, and then you got your struts bolts right there, See that? Those two? Yeah, okay. Let's get her done. We're gonna remove our cotter pin. Cotter pins all out. Move your castle nut, washer, right there. It's a 32 millimeter. There's your axle nut. You're gonna have another washer right there. Now let's see if it goes freely. Yep. Okay, perfect. Grab a 21 millimeter wrench, hold it in the other side, and a 21 millimeter socket. And if they don't come out easy, just put back the bolt. Make sure it's flush. There you go. Grab you a hammer. Just hammer it out. Bolt, hit it with a hammer. Now we can remove our strut bolts. There's one. There's two. Now we can remove the knuckle from the strut. There you go. And let's remove the axle from the knuckle. Now let's grab a oil catch can. And if you're gonna reuse your fluid, make sure you clean the catch can. If you just put brand new fluid, make sure it's right underneath it, okay? There you go. Grab yourself a pry bar, put it in between the axle and the trans, and pry it out. Just like that. You can grab the axle and remove it from the trans. So now let's do the exact same thing to the other side. Now we can pry the passenger side axle out using a pry bar. There you go. There you go. Let's just have it hanging right there. Now we're gonna remove this bracket. It's held on by an 18 millimeter bolt, and then you have a 15 millimeter bolt down here. Start removing the 18 first, or the 15, don't matter. There you go. Just remove the lower one. There you go, guys. Brackets out of the way. Now we're going to remove the slave cylinder. It's held on by two 10 millimeter bolts. That's how they look. Now when you remove the slave cylinder, push forward and out. There you go. There you go. Now remove the hose from the plastic tab. There you go. Start placing your jack underneath the engine, underneath the oil pan. Make sure you use a piece of wood. Grab yourself a piece of wood, put it directly underneath the transmission pan, so you're not using the metal to metal, so you're not gonna fuck it up. Always use a piece of wood, man. Come on. There you go. Start jack it up a little bit. Close the tension right there. Okay, now we're supporting the engine.